Brothers, we ain't ready. We ain't ready.
You feeling the same? I'm feeling on a bush. Get the money, pull up in a Porsche.
See, I don't know. You probably watched this yesterday, but I'm going to watch a little bit of this. Because I didn't watch the stream.
Dates.
Here we go.
What's important is to get it done, quality and polished, and then we can deploy it, right? So that's always something I want to flag for, so we don't set the expectation that they have to come in that order and there's no date set. So I want to make that clear once again. So we're gonna follow up on in-game votes to have better control and see, you know, and that can be votes on anything, you know. We want to gather some information, feedback, whatever.
On the vote, I want a release of the vote. I want the vote to be more secure, and I think the voting thing's like a terrible idea. Actually, honestly, I think the voting thing's like the worst idea that you can ever do, because there's players that aren't playing the game for specific reasons, and they're not going to come in and vote in the game because they're not thinking about this game all the time. So then you're left with the guys that are voting, or the guys that are currently actively playing, and that's fine. Those guys are probably always going to play to a degree, and their vote matters if you're going to have a vote. But ultimately, you want the developer making the decision, I think, anyway.
And, data,
rather than fucking who's got the biggest guild in the game. Because we know what they've been voting for.
Let's proceed to the next, shall we? And then we can continue with the usual. Let's go into the roadmap content, shall we? So the first sprint here, it's getting around the corner, so that's not a long waiting time because of the obvious things, right? We got server focus, we got a lot of backend, we got polish and bug fixes, and of course we need to update the Christmas stuff. We've got the raffle. Krampus needs to head home to his home, right? So not a very exciting content patch, as you can see. This is just whatever.
This is must. This is a must do. Like, I don't care what anyone says. Like, I agree with this. This is a must do at the moment. Like, there's no... The servers are definitely needing a bit of a fix, so any optimizations to that were good. Back-end systems. So I'm all for this patch. Everyone's entitled to Christmas holidays, time off, things like that. So coming back, I've got no problem with this one. I think that's
performance,
fair
stability,
and absolutely
and bug
required.
fixes.
There's no point in adding
nothing
anything
exciting in this one, and this is actually being deployed very shortly.
Of the game
so we're gonna jump on the next one that is obviously
maybe a little boring
content-wise.
Maybe a little boring. I'll be fair. Like, it could, you could see it as a little boring because it's basic stuff. However, you have to be realistic as well.
And that is...
The game must work.
So in the next sprint, we got some more juicy stuff that a lot of you guys have been voting on.
This looks better, but I don't know what it is. So I don't know what the adrenaline system is. AI updates and invasion, so let's see.
Additional performances when it comes to clients and performance, because we need to follow up after our next sprint, this next patch.
I'll be honest, right, see with the performance and the server optimization thing, like the server optimization I believe is going to happen. The performance optimization, sometimes I worry that this is filler, because I've seen a lot of patches over the past where they say that the performance optimization is going to be done, and then you don't really notice a difference. Certainly on most of the computers and most of the people that I play with. The new chat system, if it's going to be a global chat added, I think that's a W. If that's what they're going to do, I think that should have been done a year ago. I would like more details of what Adrenaline and AI update is.
We need to follow up on that.
Maybe we'll
to make sure that
skip to a point or something.
Have we fully improved? Yeah, the ally chat obviously is something one, but also there's many questions along with that. For instance, if you are allied to 5 different guilds and one of them is not allied to them, should all of them be in there? It's quite chaotic, right? So we need to iron that out. How do we want the alliance chat to work? I saw a lot of people been discussing that. So it's not just straightforward. Here, the ally chat, everyone allied.
So this is the problem. So it's guild and alliance chat. Again, we're in the same elements of these things. Yes, it probably is okay. You don't need to tab out the game, but like, put in a global chat. Like, why would you not just put a global chat in so that people that want help can get help, and the people that want to write in the world can write in the world? And like, if you read the global chat and there's like a crazy message, ban them. You're banning everyone from help chat anyway, like nearly daily. So it's not going to affect anything. If they start acting like idiots in the global chat, then set an example and ban them. And eventually they'll like use their big boy brains and big girl brains
That's
to
chat.
stop being an absolute.
You know, if you think about it, how should
mutant.
it work, right? All right. And then we got some other exciting stuff. We got combat abilities. Obviously, it ties heavily to the adrenaline system, so it kind of makes sense. They are a little bit bound together.
But what is the adrenaline system? Like, I don't get it. Is it going to be a mechanic that allows you to 1vx? Is what I've heard. If that is the case, it's a good thing. Or is it like just extra stamina? Because if it is just extra stamina, then it's good, but like, you know, like you hit a like Clade sort of type feature, and your adrenaline kicks in, and you've got a bit of like stamina. I don't think that's like groundbreaking there. If that's the case, AI updates and invasion. I think the AI could be doing with a good update. The invasion, would assume that's like some kind of world content. I always think that sort of stuff's good. Combat abilities, I like the combat as it is. I'm kind of like not a lover of too much changes on that, but fine. New AI technology.
Got a lot of
and
cool things
TC
going on here with
system
combat
updates,
abilities, and we want to get it
which
right. We
probably
know that
needs
combat
to be
is
done.
sensitive for a lot of you guys. We want to do a lot of tests there, so that's something we want to have a kind of like a free branch where we can
does he explain
run
it, Jed?
test, go
Okay,
back
bro.
back and
Okay,
forth easily,
When
and
does he
have
do
it
this?
excluded from a possible patch we may need to do, to be able to just make sure it's in a good state before we go live with it, right? Because we know 90% of you want combat abilities to be spot on, good balance, and so on. And then we have something that will blow your mind. I'm not gonna go deep into in this time because I have a prepared specific stream and reveal of what that next one is, the AI technology.
I guarantee that I know what this is, right? Because I've been watching, right? And if it is this, right? It might not be this, but I think it is this, right? So, has anyone watched Skyrim? And in Skyrim at the moment, they like it's like a mod for Skyrim. It's all over YouTube now, where the NPCs in the game, you can just like talk to the NPCs in the game, and they have a conversation back and things like that with you. That's my theory on what that is. And if it is that, it's fucking awesome. On Skyrim, right, I'm watching this guy. Let me just show you really quick. And this is what I think it is. Brain Fog Skyrim AI. This is what I've been watching recently. And I think they have too. Wait, how did I get off full screen? Right, there we go. So I'll not show you like a full video of this guy, but it's pretty funny, right?
What's up, you Chadpoles, and welcome back to the pond, where today we are going to be doing something.
So like basically, the AI is intermingled with ChatGPT. It might not be this, by the way. This is what I'm guessing because of what he said. Like it's going to be in most MMOs.
Holden, I have brought you all the way up here to the throat of the world to offer you a choice. But before I can tell you that choice, I need you to understand.
So this is.
You build me up with all this talk of shattering my world.
I will.
So they
And
respond dynamically to what you say. Which, let's be honest, if they do that, that's cool as fuck. Like, that is legit cool as fuck. If it's that. So, you should probably watch that guy, by the way. It is funny, because, like, the whole videos are hilarious. Like, to be honest. Brainfrog, YouTube. He does lots of Skyrim. He does it in Fallout as well with AI NPCs. And it's, like, kind of amazing how it works. So, if that's what he's doing...
Cool stuff. We need to
That's
evolve our
fucking nuts. And wait,
game
actually,
forward,
someone said
right?
the same. This is the Skyrim
and then
AI
also,
mod. Yeah,
you know,
that
we've been
is.
collecting a lot of. We saw a lot of good debates on the forums where we wanna split the world in regions instead, and you fight around the regions, and those regions will obviously have different bonuses and things that you wanna you benefit from controlling them and owning them. So
That's a good change. Region control rather than. Yeah,
we're
I think
taking
that's
that
a good
step.
change. I wish
That I
though,
wanna show you guys.
to just as a personal wish list, when you're doing this, can you either put lockpicking in the game or make doors easily breakable in places and maybe have a different specific kind of doors that are harder to break or something like that? Because like it's an anti-Zerg mechanic in its own way. People will say, yeah, but then the Zergs will just like destroy your shit and get into your shit. Yeah, they will initially. That will be what initially happens. But over time, what will happen is like people might not have houses and things, and the Zergs will then you can start
That
griefing
is
them with groups
this
of
little
people for
baby
town.
right here.
I think
I don't know how many times we've got, please, for the love of God, give us a freaking North American server continent.
this is like that's massive. Like that is legit fucking massive. Like I keep seeing people trying to like fucking hate on it, right? Like you just can't. Even if you're EU, you can't. I would have had more of a problem if it was like a new server not in America in the exact same map. But it's like just basically what North America are playing against Europe like they now. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's pretty cool. I'm actually pretty happy with that. I think it's fair. And then it's going to be interesting to see the battle of EU versus NA ultimately. Because there's no more excuses on NA. You know what I mean?
And
no more excuses. But I think it's a
we
good
have
thing. Good
hundreds
change.
of players
And I think
saying,
that's
I
will bring a
refuse to
lot of
play the
players
game
back.
because I want my ping. I'm competitive as fuck and I'm king. So I won't play without this. And then all my friends and all my friends say the same thing. I will only play this game if there's an American server.
I agree.
We have a lot of American players and it's actually been growing lately. So it kind of makes sense to take the commitment and make it happen.
It's painful because like I will miss the Americans. And obviously you can go over and visit them and stuff like that. But like one of the things that I love about Mortal is the fact that you play with all those different nationalities. I love it. It's cool. And well, obviously people like I'll need to go over to Sarduka because there'll probably be stuff that's independent to Sarduka, I would assume. And it'll be the same where they'll still need to cross over to our lands. I think it's a good patch. I think it's actually a good year. If everything's done correctly, let me be clear. Sprint 9 needs done. Absolute must requirement. That's fine. Happy to wait. Fix it. Fix the game. At the moment it's not running great. Like not like unplayable as people like to exaggerate, but it's definitely not the condition it was around November time. So that's fine by me. Adrenaline system. If this is a 1vx mechanic, fantastic, amazing. It's going to be fun. It's going to create bigger moments in the game where like people are like pulled off the impossible sort of thing. I think that's a good thing. Make people feel like they're an individual hero rather than a number in the Zerg. AI update and invasion. I think from what I'm thinking it is, again, is like a sort of world event sort of mechanic. I think that's good. Very good. New chat system. Does nothing for me. Don't care about it. Is what it is. If people are happy with it, fair. But I don't really care about that. Performance optimization. If done correctly and it's like a significant improvement in performance, a very, very significant improvement, because this AI updates and invasions along with meteors already is fire content. But if it runs like shit when you go to it, like it's just you're setting these things up to fail. So like, yeah, happy with that, and I hope we see a significant change. Combat abilities, again, I think this is tied into the adrenaline system. Happy with that. The new AI technology, if it's the NPCs that can interact back and forth with you, that is so massive. It's crazy. Imagine using an adrenaline system with a adrenaline weapon. Yeah, that would be like fucking off the fucking giga chain. Ronaldo, Messi, no chance. Imagine using an adrenaline with a adrenaline weapon. No, I mean, some of these things will be cool in combinations, but you try and get yourself a Divinium weapon. Truthfully, my biggest problem, the Meteor thing, is like they don't just crack open in 30 minutes. Because like there's no point in me going. There's no point in anyone going that's not got a massive group. So what happens is the Zergs just get all the Divinium weapons. Where it was like, it's a really good 1vx mechanic into the game, the Divinium weapon. But then they fuck it up by like making it like you've no chance of getting it. No one's got any chance of getting to it. I wish they would amend that in the Meteor event very, very soon. I hope they do that in the next patch or something like that. Like, no cooldown timer. You can just grab a Meteor. Like, simple as that. Like, because like there's no chance you're going to get an orb if you're not in a Zerg. If you are in a Zerg guild, there's very little chance that you're going to get the orb because they're going to give it to certain ones first. And yeah, it's just, it sucks. Like, it sucks. The Meteor event should have been so fucking fire. And it's a bit like a wet blanket, to be honest, for the majority of the player base. When everyone heard about the Meteor event and they seen it in the beta testing, it tested really well because it looked cool as fuck. Everyone was excited about it. But then they implemented it into the game and it's not working. Now, why is it not working? Why is there not an influx of large amounts of players? Or like a decent amount of players off of that patch? Because it's a good patch. It's simply because it's a Zerg. It's more Zerg content. Get it made for small scale. The new AI technology, we did look at that earlier. The Brain Frog sort of AI Skyrim NPC. I think that is... If that's what it is, and he's going to speak on it more, that is fucking absolutely game-breaking fire. However, it would be nice if they do that as like you watch the Brain Frog guy and you can like hire a companion. Like in Skyrim, he speaks to the AI. So like I advise anyone to watch the Brain Frog video we brought up earlier in the stream and you'll get to see the AI technology. But it would be good to hire an AI if it can speak back to you in that way and you take it out in the world with you. That would be cool as fuck if you can speak to it like that. If they do that, what I think it is, that would be absolutely off the chain fire content. It would be amazing, unreal, and I think that's a bit of a game changer. So if all these things are like fixed, yeah, that's really, really game changer, massively. Because the things that you can actually do with AI technology, if you've not seen it, I've watched a lot of it, is like you can, like, you're basically RPing with an AI, but it's like, it's so good at interacting with you that it gets into whatever story you're telling it. It's got like appropriate responses to the situation. In the Skyrim mods, at least, they react in the game in a way like they'll like start attacking it. You need to watch the Brain Frog guy because he shows it in a very funny way. The TC systems update. I mean, I've got a lot of problems with TC stuff. Again, I feel like I like the sound of it being zonal rather than that like circle thing, if that's what he meant. I think that's fire. Good content. But I would like to see breakable doors, lock picking, breakable chests, TC items lootable straight away, not like waiting. But also on top of that, you must then speed up the building and things like that process so that things are more regularly being destroyed and rebuilt. It just makes sense to like keep it a game. And I get that a lot of people's shit would get stolen and things like that, but I mean, you want that in a video game. Like I think anyway, but each to their own in that. Like, I'm not too fussed in that if the other things work. Sprint 12, I'm calling it now. If everything is implemented in the right way here, by the time we get to here, crazy. For the next few months, I'm going to try and farm my shit up because I might move to North America, boys. Might move to Sarduka. Fucking become one of the ping moaning babies. One thing, quickly, because hopefully Starbuck will see this. Get the meteors off a cooldown. No timers. Just make me be able to grab it. Everyone. So we can all do it. Anyway, that's my rant. Hope everyone's well. Hope you are enjoying the lands. I will fucking see you in the lands. I'm kind of re-energized. It's farming time, baby, because we are going to fucking Sarduka. Alright, boys. Peace.